she has interest in arts and crafts. Now she's on break and recultivating her passion for arts all over again. So, hi Lisa.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah. So tell me more about yourself and about your interest on arts.
Yeah, so I've, as a child, I've been interested in arts a lot. I mean, a lot of children paint, but I love to paint. And yeah, it was something I enjoyed doing, like after school or just like when I had free time. And then I came to high school and I didn't enjoy art that much anymore because in school it's, yeah, you have like pressure to create something that someone, like with a purpose to create something, like make a result that gets graded. And I just didn't like that way of like creating to get graded, because art for me is like something subjective and something personal. And then I stopped painting for myself. I just painted in school, and I also did like arts for my final exams, but I really didn't enjoy it at that time. And then I started my sports science studies, and that time I completely lost the connection to art because I was focusing on sport and movement also as a kind of distraction or as like a kind of meditation, and I did not focus on art that much anymore. And then I rediscovered it when I started my master's studies, and I had to study a lot, and I needed to get like, yeah, to just do something that's relaxing. And I started like a little bit sketching again.
Okay, so now you're starting all over again. That's very good, very nice, and all the best for your upcoming journey. So, how do you define the term creativity? Because you just mentioned to me that it's a very personal thing, right? And that's the process. The process is personal when you are creating. But when you heard the term creativity, what comes to your mind?
When I hear the term creativity, for me it's like expression, like to express whatever is there inside, to just express it. And it's actually, creativity is, for me, is not bound to a result, like it's a process. Like, yeah, for me it's not like I want to create, like I don't have, if I'm really creative in a special moment, I don't have like a goal in mind. I just create, and it's going with the flow, and it's a process that I enjoy doing, and that's how I can express myself. As soon as I start having a result in my head, like expectations arise, and then my creativity gets stuck. So for me, creativity is really like expressing what is inside, and it always shows a part of you. And it can, for me, creativity is not only like art in terms of painting, it can be in terms of moving, or in terms of, like different things, like that helps you to express, writing, whatever.
So I can tell my understanding, creativity is also expressing yourself, and I personally feel I really can't anything which is not part of my thoughts and my own experience. So whatever I'm making or I'm writing something, it's part of my own understanding. So if I look at painting I have made 10 years ago, something is carried there, that part of me is there, I can feel. So do you feel the same way, or for you it's a different experience?
Yeah, no, it is actually the same. It's interesting to look through sketchbooks or old texts that you've written, and yeah, it's true. Sometimes you even don't see it that moment when you do it, but if you look at it like a few days or a few weeks or a few years after, you just see something in there that was a part of of you that time.
Yeah, I feel the same way. So if I just look through the journey, I mean my art journey, if I combine all the paintings, it's kind of an autobiographical thing, because it's me. I feel that, I totally feel either it's me or the experience I had or the people I had a conversation with earlier and their understanding, their journey, and sometimes I got inspired by their journey, so I try to paint that. So all together, probably I'm not putting it into words, but all together it's talking about the journey and also defining me. So today what we're going to do, we will make something out of it. with the term creativity and how we are exploring that thing and what you think about it. And the moment we heard this term, what comes to us, let's see where it will go. Okay, let's start.
Yeah.
Can you show us your painting?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, surely. So it's such a lovely painting you made. Wow. And now can you explain us about it? I mean,
Sure.
what do you mean by that and why it came to your mind?
Yeah, so this person is kind of, it's me.
Okay.
And as I said, like for me, creativity means like expressing myself, and expressing myself means like everything that's part of me. As we said, we are like, if I paint today, it's different than, or create today, it's different when I create tomorrow, because there's new parts of the story. So I just drew a lot of like, also other humans inside like that body. It's not only, I mean, it's like my past me's, but it's also like just everything I encounter, every person in my life that I meet is part of what's inside there. And I painted a heart that's like half dark, half red, and it means just like, I mean, the heart is always there, and I just feel sometimes it's covered by maybe sad or bad experiences, and it also, of course, it like kind of, I mean, you see all that color that goes through the hands, like it kind of symbolizes that everything that's inside you, I express it with my hands, like with art. And so also the sad experiences we made, of course, they kind of go into the art, and not only mine, but also like of all these human and the past me's, myself, whatever. It just all like flows into what I create. Yeah.
That's lovely. That's really lovely.
Thank you.
And here is mine. Painting.
Oh, I like it.
I just made hands of a kid. I think that's me. Everything I experience nowadays, I kind of relate with my childhood experiences. So yeah, and as a kid, I used to draw a lot. I mean, that was my outlet which I can get. And most of the time, I used to sit with crayons and a notebook and I used to make paintings. That's how I used to express myself. And I was not a very extrovert kid. It's not that I was going to play all the time. And most of the time I used to like to paint. So probably I was just depicting this inner child through this painting. And creativity is, again, we just discussed, like it means expressing myself. So I think through my hand I am expressing it. And another thing with this thing I would like to depict that human beings has this tendency to give something to the world, or just to say through their work that I was here, because we know things are impermanent. We are not permanent beings. So in the tribal painting I have seen, they just use their hands sometimes just to prove that they are there. And it's for me, a hand is always like this hand symbolizes that I was here, and I have created, like the way human beings have this tendency for reproduction, right? Because they want to leave something behind, like, okay, it was mine, they just feel proud of it, like for their babies. But for some artists, it's like their creation, right? Sometimes even artists say that these are my kids. So yeah, I was there, this notion, how I was just thinking how to say this. I think I came up with this idea of your hands, and the hand is colored with, hand is colored with little crayons or paints. And these things I have made, it's like this reality which is outside of yourself, like, but you really don't have control over it. And when we don't have control over something, we just come up with some kind of idea or imagination that would help us to get rid of this cruel reality. I feel this way. I mean, we always have this imagination. As a kid, we like to listen fairy tale story, and as when we grow up, we have our own imagination for that.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's the reality is so cruel. We are not ready to face it. Sometimes I have this in my mind.
Yeah.
I mean, though I know it's there, but my mind is not ready to listen
Yeah.
to these cruel words. So through creativity and through imagination, we just create our own world. And I'm just even blocking with this hand. I'm just blocking the creative hand. I'm blocking all this cruel reality. Okay, so that's what.
Wow, that's beautiful. Yeah.
And anything you'd like any words that comes to your mind you would like to say?
Yeah, what you said about like artists or like human want to leave something behind because they want to, yeah, somehow just, you never like like nobody wants to be forgotten. Say it like that, yeah. And what I like about being creative, or what I really like love to hear, is if people get inspired. It's not like I want to hear someone likes my art. Of course, it's nice, but it's nice if you inspire people. And what I feel like, if you really express yourself by creating, you can feel something by looking at some art. I mean, you can just like it as a decoration, but I think sometimes there's just something more. It's what you put into that art, right? So I feel sometimes people just come, and it happened last year. I did some painting and some stranger came and I didn't know, and he said, I like this painting and I don't know why. And I really loved it because it's what you feel when you like. If you like, sometimes it's a style you like, but sometimes you don't know why you like it. It's just something, I think, what the artist like put inside, like part of him or her is like inside that art, and you just feel it. That's what I think.
That's very right.
And I think with that, as you said, you leave something behind. And
you know, my teacher actually, from where I had this idea when I was a kid, I used to have training on fine arts, and my fine arts teacher told me that thing. He was telling the whole thing in a different context, like human beings have this tendency to leave something behind. So he said sometimes that's the reason they reproduce. I mean, the whole reproduction thing happens because of this. So he mentioned, now I want to teach you something, not the painting, exactly some philosophy, how to look at things. And that's how I am carrying forward my ideas.
yeah,
I was a kid, I was just listening to all this. So when I grow up, I keep thinking about all those conversation I had with him, and that really inspires me. And I think that's another reason it's so deeply rooted in me, because you just said that thing, like someone came to you and just said he was inspired by your painting. So I was here. How I can prove? I mean, if I just inspired, so it is carrying forward, right?
Yeah.
The person got inspired.
Yeah.
So that's what my teacher said that day. I remember that I'm just telling you all the stories, all those sharing all those ideas, just because I want that you will carry forward that thing. And I think, that's another way for a creative person. That's their way for reproduction, because they are producing something, not in the other way. But yes.
Yeah, true.
And another thing, I think, if I just think about how to define the creativity, it gives me lots of freedom, because no one can put a barrier to you. You were just saying the other day, sometimes you feel pressurized. But if you think other way, it gives you lots of freedom. Also.
That's why I didn't like art in school, because you had a lot of barriers, and they said you have to do it that way. And for me, this is not creativity, because what comes to my mind, I do. And if art has if there are boundaries set by an art teacher, and if you just cross them and then your grade is, or someone is saying, oh, it's not good, this is no creativity for me, because it goes with the flow. If you feel something, all of a sudden maybe you go, and then it pops up, and then you just integrate it.
I think they are more talking about having a skill. Having a skill and being creative is very different. It's very well if it goes together. But even if it doesn't go together, it should be that restricted. Because some person can be creative, the person doesn't have that much skill just to express himself or herself. They can use that creativity thing.
Yeah, true. Yeah, that's true. It's different if you want to really, learn a skill in arts. It's depending, yeah, but it's true. But yeah, I really did.
Okay, would you like to write something, some lines or something? I think I would like to write something. Let's think and
Yeah.
done.
Oh, that's right.
So, can you show?
Oh, yeah.
The camera?
Interesting.
So, tell us what.
Yeah, I just kind of summarized what we already said, but I said that creativity has no boundaries and it belongs to you, and we should stop limiting ourselves and holding ourselves back and start trusting and letting go. And I think this is, for me, is a lot to do with creation and being creative. Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
I just wrote the word freedom because I feel that gave me lots of freedom and that is giving me lots of freedom.
Yeah.
So, would you like to sign your painting?
Yeah.
One day when you be a very famous painter,
No.
I will put it into auction.
Yeah.
That's my idea. Like with creativity that comes to my mind, and I'm definitely going to put that into auction. Okay, thank you for coming here. Thank you so much sharing your experience, your thoughts about it, and
Thank you too.
wish you all the best for your upcoming journey.
Thank you.
Okay.